allegiance to the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to January board meeting, organizational meeting of the board. I'd like to welcome Renee Regal to the board. It's been nice to be back to full strength after 6 months of being one short. Our first order of business is to seat the newly elected board member and administer the ceremonial oath of office. So Renee, please stand and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Renee Regal, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of school board member
of the office of school board member
for the Becker Public School District
to the Becker Public School District
to the best of my judgment and ability.
to the best of my judgment and ability.
Thank you. Congratulations. Welcome to the board. All right, so another January meeting, and here we are. First order is to elect a chair. So at this time, I will open it up for nominations for chair of the board.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have nominations. I will accept that. Do we have any other nominations for the chair? One last call for nominations for the chair. Seeing that there are none, and just one that has been nominated, I will accept the role as the board chair. Moves us on to the second one, the election of the vice chair.
I'll nominate Connie Robinson. I'll accept that, or second that.
All right,
I-
do we have any other nominations? Last call, any further nominations? Hearing that there are no nominations, Connie, do you accept the role as vice chair?
I do.
All right. Moving on to item number 3, elect a clerk. Open for nominations.
Nominate Pete.
Second.
Are there any further nominations? Last call, further nominations for the clerk. Seeing there are no further nominations, Pete, do you accept the role as the clerk of the board?
I do accept the role of clerk.
Thank you. Brings us to the elected of a treasurer. Do I have any nominations?
I'll nominate Ryan Hubbard for treasurer of our board.
Second.
Okay, do we have any further nominations? Last call for nominations for treasurer. Seeing there's only one nomination, Ryan, do you accept the role as treasurer of the board?
I do.
All right, thank you. That seats us all. All right.
Signatures.
All righty, thank you all. Brings us to item number 2, the reports, and we'll start with the student reports.
In the past month, girls hockey has a 7.
And making plans for the spring play. The student council is hosting a semi-formal snow dance on January 24th. They're hoping for a good turnout. DECA will be focusing on prepping for district competitions. They hope to have a lot of students qualify for state. NHS has a blood drive coming up on the 15th, and they are also hoping for a large turnout. Yearbook will continue to cover sports and activities during the winter season. The varsity jazz dance team will perform at Mankato and look to send off dance teams for nationals on Friday. The JV and B squad is competing in Foley, and Saturday they will be competing in Edina. This week, the gymnastics team will host North Branch for their third conference meet of the season. They are hopeful for a successful rest of the season, and they have obviously been doing very well. The archery team has a very large program this year, and they will be splitting up between bullseye and 3D tournaments each week. This will be their first time trying a split, but change is necessary so that they can get students in as many tournaments as possible while leaving slots for other schools. Boys basketball has games against Zimmerman, Wilmer, and North Branch this week. They have high hopes going into all of these games. The girls basketball will also be playing Zimmerman and North Branch this week. Tomorrow, wrestling will be in Dassel Kokata with multiple schools, and on Thursday they will be at home. They're currently ranked 11th and are looking to increase that in their next few matchups. Speech will have their first couple of competitions starting on the 17th, and robotics is hosting teams from across the state as well as Becker alumni this Saturday for the kickoff live stream where they will learn the new game. Afterwards, there will be breakout sessions to work through the game manual before the team can start archetype discussions and prototyping. A lot going on.
Any
Small.
questions?
Did you go visit UMC?
I didn't make it today.
I didn't make it to.
No, it's a cool one. I've gone in past years.
You guys go on that innovation center on the, you're walking on the left side of.
Yeah, all over the place, both, so the big ones in town, we get to go to UMC, LPI, and then Darter Plastics, so we kind of hit all three of them every year.
It's a cool facility.
Do we know what the spring play is gonna be yet? Or is that still being worked on?
I do not know. I haven't heard. I don't even know if they know.
Right.
So update to come.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
All right, brings us to superintendent's report.
Attached is the first Monday in January meeting. You can see the dates with restrictions in there and also what we used to create the agenda for this meeting. We'll soon be beginning assessments. We do a variety of those during the year. We have MCAs, obviously, is the big one. Goes from March through May. This year, we're also doing the CAPTE Read Basics for those who qualify. It's a screener for foundational reading skills. I think you guys talked about it in the curriculum meeting last month. The assessment calendar is also online on our website, but you can also access it here. If you have any legislative items that you would like to discuss for our February meeting, we did submit our resolutions. We're waiting to hear back from MSBA on those. We'll have MSBA's platform that was provided by the Delegate Assembly at our next meeting. And then let me know if you want to attend MSBA's Day at the Capitol, which is scheduled for Monday, March 9th. Resource Training Solutions, you should have a sheet of paper in front of you or a couple sheets. Is looking for nominations for their board of directors. There's currently 3 open seats and 3 up for re-election, so 6 positions could be new. The term for these positions is April 2026 through March 2030. Meetings are the 3rd Wednesday of each month at 12:45 with lunch prior at noon. And they all take place at Resource Training Solutions in Sartell. Nominations are due by January 31st. You can self-nominate or nominate someone else as well. But there's more information obviously in front of you. And then I also applied for a Minnesota Department of Human Services mini grant for $25,000 to hopefully help our school-based mental health. With supervision, we do some telehealth, so it could boost that, or Medicaid billing. We should hear back on that on or around January 23rd. And then one other thing with the MSBA conference, we've been invited to Lakeville schools for their 3D response system it's a school lockdown type of system. And so it'll be interesting to see that. And so that's Friday after the MSBA conference, if anyone's interested in going.
All right. Any questions for Jeremy? Thank you, Jeremy. Brings us to committee reports. I think the only one we have, Ryan, is 284.
Yes, 284 ratified your contract just today, right?
Yep.
So next month we can go on.
Alrighty, thank you. Any other committees I missed? All right, brings us to item number 3, the appointment of committees and representatives. there you can see last year's committees that we were all on. And obviously, with Troy being on, there's a couple opens. So this is always what takes the longest in January. Is there anybody who absolutely wants to change and is looking for something different? Is there any committee that somebody just really wants to be on and would like to move to that committee? No? Everybody's thinking,
On some of them.
yeah, yeah, that's the big thing on some of those daytime ones and stuff.
Yeah.
Timing, and I'm out for that. You're out for all those, so. Renee, did you have a chance to look at the ones that Troy was on?
Yeah, and I'm happy to take a look at that, try this out.
And that doesn't bother you to do that? I mean, well, there's no negotiations for this next coming year, thankfully, so that takes care of that one.
Curriculum is next month, like on school board meeting.
So really, it's gonna be curriculum and track,
And
right?
track is our next meeting is on next Monday. At 5:30, it would be virtual.
That will all work.
All right,
There's a calendar 22, which I'm assuming is. Done for the year.
yeah, we just ratified that, well, just discussed that, yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, and once these are all set up, then we should get invitations out for these two, so. Or at least get you on the list for future invitations.
All right, everyone's happy with their assignments?
Yeah.
Okay. Brings us to item number 4, consent agenda. Interesting, the work sessions are here. I said, I was interesting at the work session, October's work session minutes are on there.
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda for us. I will second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussions or questions about consent agenda? All those in favor?
The only thing is the calendar, are we good with that? We can always make adjustments later, but I just want to make sure everyone.
Yeah.
Pretty clear on that one, okay,
Like our board meeting calendar?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the 4J,
I mean, we don't envision anything happening in November. Maybe, I don't know.
yeah, and we can always adjust that or have a different meeting too.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to come back and canvass in November.
Yeah.
It's either do
Well, it
that,
depends what happens in May, I think, will be,
yeah,
could be, I don't know.
so. All right, any further discussions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Number 5, resolutions for accepting donations.
I'll make a motion that we accept the donations.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any further questions or discussions?
Do we know what the first grade science program is? Cause that's a cool, I mean, that's a big donation. That's awesome.
No,
I would just,
but I remember them talking about it.
well, again, thank you. Right, I think that's kind of a common theme. Thank you.
Yeah, every month.
Every month.
Every month.
All right, no further discussions. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Brings us to item 26, number 6, committee meeting dates. Is that, I didn't even look at it, that's all the way through.
Some are all the way
Fiscal
through,
year.
some are only through
it's
July
either
or June
right?
or whatever.
Yeah.
June.
Most committees are just.
And then item number 7, the first reading of the school 26-27 school year calendar.
Yeah, I can talk to that. So our committee met, well, I wouldn't say last week, but it's been few weeks now. December 15th.
Or whatever.
And the recommendation was this year and next year, next school year and the year after school year, because Labor Day is later in the year. We can start before Labor Day, and the group on the calendar committee, which is made up of staff from each building, members of different bargaining groups, parents, admin team, students are on there as well. And so they unanimously said to start before Labor Day. And then the other tricky question usually that comes up is the spring break. And that was another, I think it might have been unanimous, but it was really overwhelmingly in favor of having a spring break, especially with the earlier start. And then we could still get out in early June with that. We ran the numbers and we have 1,049 hours for seniors before graduation. They need 1,020 to count as their year. So we have a little flexibility, which may also open up for some early outs being added just for some PD time and things like that. But everything else should line up with the contract. With the teachers, where they get the grading days and PD days and open houses and things like that. And then, as you can see, the beginning dates and end dates, there are a lot of 4-day weeks at the beginning that are kind of nice. People actually really like those ideas. The admin like those because of how we phase in school at the beginning of the school year and things. So we did have a couple of 2-day weeks, which I know have been questionable in the past, but that was something that they wanted, because you throw out a 2-day week, all of a sudden you got to go 2 more days in the school year. And sometimes when it lines up, it's not always the trimesters. You got to add like a few more days then to make trimesters work out. So all the trimesters are between 57 and 59 days, which is what we shoot for. And this is the recommendation, I guess, of the group.
Have we ever started before Labor Day before?
I don't know. You had to have a
Yeah.
construction project
Because they,
in order to do that in the past. So this is the first time I think all schools have been able to open it up. I'm hoping it goes really well, and I'm hoping a lot of schools do it, because I think it's a good option. Because it really creates more learning before we do assessments, for one. But there's a lot of other benefits to it as well, especially with the partial weeks and things like that. I see a benefit to that.
initial reaction to, right, the way looking at September, you have that Friday before Labor Day is off, which I think this building right now we're not, which I really like for families. It's very, it's kind of, especially the first year being in Labor Day, and just it's kind of that end of the summer, and like people still,
Slow start.
yeah. So that was a really good move there, I think.
Is that just an off day or is there a reason?
Just because of the holiday, we just didn't anticipate high attendance, and we were able to fit it in with the first trimester ending on I think in November 24th, and so it just worked well with our number of days too. I don't know what you probably have an extra PD day somewhere in there or something.
No, I like it. Be positive.
And really the only 2-day weeks are right at Thanksgiving, right?
Thanksgiving, Christmas, and
And
MEA.
Christmas, and then, yeah. All right. So you had listed at first reading. You want us to adopt that?
Yeah, no, just the first reading,
Come
and
back next
I
month.
mean some feedback, or if you hear feedback from the community or whoever, staff, whatever, we can talk about it next month. But
Any other input, questions about the calendar?
Just add that typically those first 2 days are very phased approach anyway. And I think it's good for especially the kids adjusting to that next school. It gives them a chance to meet everybody, lay the ground, and then have time to process, and then go back and continue their new education. So I like this as well.
Yeah.
The only one, and I don't know how you get away from it, we look at it too, is April and May get long. There's really no breaks there.
Well, the only way you get away from it is eliminate the spring break and have a couple of long weekends throughout those 2 months.
It just, those are long. I mean, we deal with it. I mean, everybody deals with it, just it's kind of a long stretch.
Yep.
One
think-
of the, I just say one of the things there was a lot of discussion about is with spring break. It's hard because people always want the spring break, but then talking about maybe starting and breaking them up a little bit, but you have to keep the spring break ideally on choir and band trip years because so many kids are ending up missing
Sure.
school anyway.
And this year we actually, our calendar's nice with the 4-day weekends or 3-day weekends because we have I think 7 of our next 15 weeks. Starting this week, which we know, we're full week, our partial weeks, 4-day weeks or less. It's kind of nice. A lot of checkpoints in there for us to do some stuff.
We're gonna work on getting all of them 4-day weeks. Head them down, so, all right, there's no further discussion. That brings us to item number 8. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for calling. Oh.